Hey Scorpio, what is going on? Welcome into the channel. So happy to have you here always. My name is Deborah, owner of Purusha Holistic Wellness, and this is another episode of Purusha Intuitive, where we're going to look at your energy via the tarot, astrology, and any channeled messages that come through. So let's get into it, Scorpio. I hope that things are moving well for you. We just entered into Aries season, bringing a little fire, much needed fire in our bellies. I think 100%. It's been kind of emotional lately, right? Lots of tension, lots of feelings, lots of things just kind of changing and transitioning. And it's forcing us to call attention to what we really want, how we want things to manifest in our life, and what we're willing to put our time, our energy into. However, it's a challenge because it's taking a long time. Some of these things are very long-winded. It's forcing us to be patient. Mercury and Venus are in retrograde right now, which also kind of put a pause on things and often bring up things from the past. And we're seeing these karmic people situations pop up left and right. So it makes the process a little bit arduous. But like I was saying, Aries season gives us fire. It gives us inspiration and creativity with how we're going to approach things. And it's so important, especially around how we invest and give to ourselves. Aries season is all about self, like I said, and it's so important to actually give ourselves that, right? Not to be redundant, but to give ourselves the opportunity is maybe what I should say, to be the best version to whatever extent that means to you. You know what I mean? You don't have to be a robot or a zombie, but we all want things. We all want to manifest things in our life. And when we're in alignment, when we know what we want, when we know how we want things to look, and then we can make decisions and changes in order to do so. That's why I like to start off with these energy cleansings, just to set the tone, set the vibe for the reading. If it's not your vibe, you can fast forward, no worries. It just kind of helps cleanse out some of that limitation, restriction that we're coming into. It's also a really good time to set your own intention for the reading, especially if you've come into it with something on your heart, on your mind, something you would like spirit to deliver messages to you around. Definitely give that over. Be open to receive. It's an awesome way to personalize these collective readings. And I also do personal readings. I offer a variety of healing, wellness services. Readings are one of them. If you want me to look at your specific situation and how things are going specifically for you, definitely hit me up. I would love to support. Or if you're looking for more of a rebalancing of mind, body, soul, I do energy healing as well as Ayurvedic or holistic wellness consultations. When we're operating from that space of alignment, that's when we're the most powerful. That's when we know ourselves, we have awareness, and know how to bring ourselves happiness and fulfillment in an authentic way, right? So if you are interested, if you resonate, vibe with my energy, Scorpio, I would love to help support in whatever way possible. Definitely hit me up. All that info's in the description box below. All right, with that being said, let's get into it. I bless you with pure love and light, pure source energy, pure loving grace. I release anything that is not for your highest and best. Any fears, doubts, insecurities, lack of worth, lack of value, pain, anger, frustration, impatience, overwhelm. Cleanse it and release it from our being so we may see and understand the messages clearly and help to make me a clear and open channel for the collective. Thank you, Father God, Spirit guides, guardian angels, I'm a love. Ooh, this is fiery. All right, well, there is a lot of fire like I was talking about. Maybe you're just feeling that fire lately, Scorpio. You are ruled by Mars, which is the god of war. And, it's very interesting because even though you are a water sign, it's like when you get provoked, you're not afraid to no holds bar it, and we're kind of chomping at the bit, I'm hearing, or maybe you're definitely feeling this vibe of just ready for forward movement, right? Getting almost frustrated with the things that are incredibly stagnant, the things that you are not really vibing with anymore, not really resonating with anymore, but for some reason, it's almost keeping you stuck, or you feel that way. you are not seeing the progress that you've done is what I'm hearing. And I think this is kind of hard right now anyway in the collective because there's so much energy around rehashing shit, period, point blank. It's this vibe of just, people, situations, dynamics coming out of the woodwork that need to be addressed 100%. These tears for fears, as I like to call them, tear catcher, which is really kind of touching back to our triggerings, our woundings, those places that we can't avoid, right? And they make us feel a certain kind of way. And unfortunately, they can infiltrate our life in a certain kind of way. But what I like about Aries season, it goes back to that value of investing in self. We're on the horizon, newness, spring is in the air. Even if you're in the southern hemisphere, it's enjoying or planting seeds, right? Planting seeds. What do you want the fruits of your labor to be? How do you want your life to look? What changes are necessary? Even if you don't know the solution, even if you don't know the answer in this moment, Spirit's asking you to identify some of those spaces. Because when we don't, then we sit in this grief and in this pain, which is way easier to do as well when you're a water sign, to kind of sit, not necessarily stew, but become overwhelmed with the reality of things. I feel like you've done a lot of work and you still feel like you have so much work to do in front of you. I'm seeing like the proverbial mountain to climb, right? I actually was just reading this quote. What is it? Like the mountain is ourself. We have to kind of get out of our own way. We have to be willing to have that awareness, even around the places that maybe we're holding on or attaching to something, an energy, a way of thinking, a person, a way of believing that is holding us back. And I feel like this is stuff that you are fully aware of. That's how it's coming through. You know what you need to do. It's just the value of doing it. It feels a little annoying. You feel annoyed this week. Because that's, to me, I kind of feel like how can we not be annoyed right now with the way the astrology has been going? But it's because we're kind of trying to do these bypasses, right? Like where it's like, oh yeah, I see that can be toxic, but I'm going to still try to worm its way or weave its way into my life. I'm still going to try to get away with it, even if it's on a minuscule level. And I feel like that's what Spirit's kind of saying. Spirit, universe, God, however you understand it. That's what it's saying. It's no, there's actually a reason why this keeps coming up, and that's what we want you to pay attention to. You knew it was coming, though. I mean, you knew it was coming. You know it's coming. We're seeing this a lot all across the board. Obviously, Pisces season is the end of a zodiac cycle. The spring equinox marks the beginning of, the new Aries season, first house. And so we get a chance to kind of relive or move through the cycle again, but in a new and empowered way. And I think it's what I'm seeing, you might be feeling a little bit down and out. You might be feeling a little bit depressed. Everything feels or seems a little bit bleak. Nine of Wands, to start off the reading. It's just been a lot. And here's the thing. It's annoying because you feel like you're putting a good foot forward. Here we have this Three of Coins energy that you're vibing in, and it looks like you're hey, I'm trying to work with you. I'm trying to make this a good thing, a positive thing. But people, situations aren't seeing it that way, or whatever their kind of toxicity is that's coming out in all of this is provoking them to bad behavior. And I feel like that's where the annoyance comes into play. They want to show you, they're trying to show you something without telling you, but that's part of the problem. That's part of the problem. I feel like either things are going unsaid or they're really on the defensive about something, maybe something that you accused them of in the past, something that feels actually legitimately true. And maybe you weren't even trying to be an a-hole about it. You know what I mean? Maybe you were just trying to say hey, I'm seeing you're doing this hurts me or doesn't work for me or whatever. And they kept kept doing it anyway. That's kind of just like how the energy comes through. And I feel like they're trying to show you that they've changed, which good on them, right? They're trying to prove it to you, but it's almost like because they're not saying anything, it's having the opposite effect. They're just assuming. They're assuming that you should get it, but they're not even giving you a lot of opportunity to like see it. Like it's almost like they do one nice thing and expect you to change your whole demeanor when you're not even like getting the message. Like it's not a straightforward message. You have to decode it. All right, go to your little decoder. Boop, boop, boop. See what the message pops out. Yeah, of course, 7 of Swords in their energy. They just can't be straightforward, unfortunately. But this is a lesson for them, right? This is a lesson for them because, you know, you're kind of coming at it where as much as this has been bittersweet to kind of watch all of this unfold, at the same time, it's forced you to become a little bit more grounded and stable in your own life, vibing as the Queen of Pentacles. She's someone who knows how to take care of herself, right? It's like, I take care of myself, my home, my family, my responsibilities. You know, she is like similar energy as the Empress, regardless of what gender you are. It's just in this vibe of like taking care of business is what I should say. And I think a lot of this has come because you're seeing this side of someone, something that's not really been very inclusive, kind of just like casting you off to the side, or again, thinking you should like get their telepathic messages, right? You know, that you're just not on that wave, not on that wavelength. Let's see. But a lot of this, like, you do have to kind of uncover. A lot of this you do have to be honest about. Understanding like maybe where some of the cycle is playing out. Why are they coming up for you? Okay. I mean, it just shows that like they're going through it. And maybe you're feeling the reverberations of this. Maybe this is something that's really changing the dynamics of your sense of stability, your sense of happiness. I'm not seeing you remorseful about that though. I feel like you're actually kind of prepared for this. And this is something you want, even though, yeah, there's like bittersweet that comes with it. There's still grief. There's still sadness. I want to look at this Empress. Okay. Well, of course, you know, they're starting to approach things. Yeah. So I feel like someone is going to be running with their tail between their legs. I don't know. Let me look at this real quick. Hold on a second. Okay. Someone made a choice that kind of landed them in this spot. And, you know, even like we're seeing this a lot, like even if they come up to talk about things, I feel like when you kind of shed some reality on where you're at, what you think, what you feel, it's also going to be a hard pill for them to swallow. There's someone else that's popping up as things move forward. And I feel like, I don't know. It looks like this is a domino effect is what I'm seeing. So if this is a group of people, group dynamic, it feels like, especially if you've had a lot of frustration, tension with these individuals or multiple individuals, I feel like they're going to kind of be popping out of the woodwork to say this, that, and the other, almost to convince you or to kind of try to prove something to you. And part of this is about like, you remaining grounded in the process, not forcing yourself into something that you don't want to be forced into. You're going to have to listen to some thoughts, some opinions that you don't really agree with, and that are actually going to force you to hold your ground. It's a weird balance. It's this fine balance I'm hearing between control and surrender, right? Like when we really do surrender, letting whatever outcome be whatever it is, but stay grounded in ourselves, that's really where the most power lies. And I feel like I said, this isn't just like simple, straightforward, linear, one situation, etc. This is multiple things that you're going to have to take that leap of faith on. And even in a place where you might be questioning yourself a little bit, questioning yourself 100% because of the past traumas, because you're dealing with people, situations who know how to trigger you, Scorpio, unfortunately. And this is someone who has done that. This is multiple people who have done that. Wands energy, people who are arrogant, who think they know better, who are trying to put you in your place. And I feel like you've gotten stronger out of this. Good on you, because it's like as it needs to be, right? But at the same time, you're kind of preparing. I think that there's going to be some backlash. There's going to be some backlash, and you're preparing for that and trying to figure out what that's exactly going to look like for the future. But at the same time, in this moment, there's not anything you can do presently. It's just continue to chip away, refine, strengthen yourself, and this is all going to manifest right place, right time. So I hope that this helped for you this week, Scorpio. Thank you so much for your time, energy, always. I so appreciate you, especially all you bring to the channel. Thank you so much. Definitely drop comments if you found messages that resonated for you here. I like to hear, or just say hello, sharing a little love, a little TLC. Know that I'm sending that love and support back your way.